This futuristic-looking plane could be zipping around above our heads within 2 years. It's an electric air taxi reportedly capable of ferrying passengers between Heathrow Airport and London's Canary Wharf business district within 12 minutes. For anyone that's been stuck in the capital's traffic, it's an appealing prospect. Why sit in hot, angry queues of cars when you could be sailing over the city instead? This air taxi can fly at up to 150 miles an hour. It takes off vertically like a helicopter, and then its rotors, its propellers, will start to tilt forward until it's flying much more like a plane. Its motors are powered by 8 battery packs, which have a range of about 100 miles, and it will be able to carry 4 passengers. Some say that this is the future of urban transport. So actually, this is a giant physics experiment.
Yeah, effectively, yeah. It's a big flying test bed.
The physics of making this plane switch between vertical and horizontal flight are not simple.
The aerodynamics in hover are relatively simple and everything is going down.
Right.
The aerodynamics in aeroplane mode, when we're cruising along, again, are just like an aeroplane. These propellers point all the way forwards, the rear propellers stop, and we're just flying like an aeroplane. It's the bit in the middle where the propellers are pointing forwards at, say, 45 degrees, and you've got the wake from the propellers interacting with the wing and the other propeller. Those interactions are really difficult to model.
Only 2 companies in the world have been able to make a plane like this fly. Vertical Aerospace, based at Cotswold Airport, is one of them. They hope to be carrying customers by 2028 and to be a normal feature of urban transport by the 2030s. Of course, it's not all that simple. Its first full successful test flight only took place in April, and it still needs to be certified to fly passengers safely. But the government's just announced £50 million of funding to help cut red tape and get flying taxis like this into the skies. But the big, obvious question is cost. Just to be certified as safe to fly is going to cost Vertical Aerospace $700 million, and some people have raised concerns that flying taxis like this will be just unaffordable for most people. That's something the company's CEO disputes.
The cost per seat per mile is the same as a black cab. We've engineered it to be like that, so it's very, very different to a helicopter. Helicopters, you can spend a lot of money on them, and they spend half the year being serviced, because it's a highly stressed mechanical product. This is fully electric. There's barely any servicing at all, and that makes the costs extremely competitive.
Vertical Aerospace make the taxis. They won't be running them. Instead, it'll be up to commercial providers to set the price. Worries about noise are one of the big concerns for the public when it comes to vehicles like this, according to some recent research. But once it's at speed, this plane is near silent. Pilot Simon flew Tornadoes in the RAF before training as a test pilot with the US Navy. He says the quiet of the cockpit in one of these new planes is like nothing else.
When you take off vertically, there's some noise from the propellers and you're quite aware that they're there. But then there's a magic moment at about 60 knots when the propellers start to point forwards and the aircraft goes into aeroplane mode and it suddenly all goes quiet and you just hear the sort of gentle pushing noise of the propellers propelling the aircraft forward. It's pretty magical.
The hope is to revitalise Britain's aviation sector, once a flagship of British industry. Yes, there are concerns about the cost of something like this, but the scientists working on these flying physics experiments seem to truly believe they're transporting Britain into the future. Carroll, Sky News.